What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, a bit of exciting news. A new project is coming on the truck in the next 20 minutes. Picked this car up from one of the wreckers locally to me, so let's have a look at it and see what you guys think. What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. So I can happily say that the V5 is sold within a few days, so now this means I can move into the next project. And of course, you would have seen by the thumbnail, it is another Bora, but this one is quite rare here in Australia, so let's check it out. Now, before I take you for a little bit of a walk around the car, I'm going to tell you a bit of a backstory about this car and how I got it. So here in Australia, we have a place called Adelaide. You have a place called U-Pullit, and you can actually enter in details of cars that you want to be notified when they are in the yard. So this is a pick-apart yard, a self-serve. You go in, take your parts of yourself, and it works out to be cheaper than buying from an oil wrecker. Anyways, so on a Friday afternoon, I received a text saying that there was a blue 2002 Bora here at Elizabeth, the local one near me. On the Saturday morning, walked up there and soon realised it was a diesel Bora. So those of you that are outside of Australia, we never got the Mark IV diesels released to the public. It was only personal imports. Now, this vehicle here was a personal import, which means we are able to register this in South Australia. So I soon locked the car up, grabbed the battery to check the mileage. I also even got a video of me starting up the car for the first time without oil. It's only a couple of seconds, so here's a clip to show you what it was like. Now, to purchase this car, it was 1,250 Australian dollars. Now, it may seem cheap, and that is the price they set for all the cars on the yard, regardless of how long they actually be in the yard for. Could be a year, could be a couple of hours, like the Bora was. So I was happy to jump on it because the car was complete, and I did know that the engine ran, and it actually had nothing else really wrong with it I could see. Now, the issue being a car from the lot rather than an on sale. This was meant to be an on sale, which meant that they would sell it as is, running condition, nothing else damaged. But because someone did a boo-boo and processed for the yard, it means that they've drilled the fuel tank to drain it because they don't siphon it out. They've cut the cap from the downpipe, so that means they need to replace the downpipe. They've drained all the fluids out the engine and gearbox. That's no biggie, that can be replaced. And they've also cut a coolant hose line out the front too for the radiator, rather than actually taking it off to drain the coolant. Dummies. But $35 hose, I wasn't really concerned about that. So that's story time over and done with. Let's walk you around the car and let's show you the interior first. So the Bora is actually labelled as a Highline, so it has the leather door trims and the leather seats. But the leather seats I haven't actually seen before. The centre is actually Alcantara and the bolsters are leather. I'm not complaining. It's actually pretty cool and something different. Obviously, TDI Bora is something different again, so it's quite a rare option, and I'm quite happy with the combination. The rear headrest is actually deleted from factory as well. Pretty unique. Yet again, I'm quite happy with that as well. It saves me having to get a smaller headrest installed. Did I also forget as well? It actually has a 6-speed manual gearbox as well. So not only is it a PD130 turbo diesel, but it's actually got a 6-speed gearbox as well, which is quite rare and desirable. So I'm actually quite happy with that too. Sports cluster as well. Obviously the battery's disconnected, so you can't really see the Ks. But look, the interior is actually not in bad condition. The only faults that I have found really so far, sagging headliner, and the pillars are peeling. Obviously a bit of reassembling required, but nothing we can't handle. And even look at the vents, like not even a scratch around the light switch, which is really rare. The mirror as well, she's a bit gone, but that's nothing we can't handle on the channel, that's for sure. Now overall, the paintwork on this car is in quite good condition considering the age and the kilometers on it as well. And what I really like about this car, it actually has the coloured rub strips. So there's no chrome like there are on the 2 litres, the 2.3s and the 2.8s as well. So it's more of that sleeper look. Obviously it doesn't have a sunroof, it's not a biggie for me. The indigo blue colour is an amazing colour. Obviously some scratches along the rear bumper bar I'm not too concerned about. The only main areas that I am concerned about really is the clear peeling. So on the passenger quarter panel there's some clear peeling. And then walking down here on the passenger side, a little bit here on the hood as well. But other than that, like, the car, once cleaned, will look really, really well. And the last piece of the puzzle, PD 130 1.9 litre diesel engine. I think it's the ASZ model, the 96 kilowatt model. Look, the main reason apparently it was wrecked because the old fella in Stansbury, which is the other side of the peninsula, said that it had a blown turbo. Obviously, I won't know until I get the car into a running state. Look, if the turbo is blown, it's not the end of the world. I may end up looking to an upgrade as well. What better excuse than to upgrade to a bigger turbo? And then again, there's that rabbit hole of dropping down to a bigger turbo, injectors, downpipe, intake, you name it. Possibilities of these things are endless. But you look, the first thing I want to try and do is get it running, and because there's no service books, I'm not sure what has been done, so I'm going to be chucking in a water pump and time belt at some point, new fresh oil and filter, transmission fluid, coolant, get it running, and then from there we can work out what else we need to do with this thing to get it back to its glory days, really. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the new project for the channel, the PD 130 diesel Bora, one of two in Australia. I'm excited for it. Obviously, we're going to start with the boring stuff first. We're going to get the maintenance first, oil, fluids, filters, timing belt, and then we can move to the exciting stuff like coilovers, wheels, possibly tune, bigger turbo. Who knows what the future holds? So stay tuned for that, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content. Chuck on a subscribe, and thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.